शुरू करते हैं. Let us start our journey. So, we have been understanding that without purity of the mind, we cannot realize the real self fully. But as we continue to purify the mind, it helps us to raise our self awareness. It brings the emotional freedom. It brings the emotional freedom. And basically, we get free from the emotional baggage in our relationship, in our personal, professional, social lives. Other benefits, we will talk about it. So, one thing we have to clearly understand, and the mind should be 100% clear about it. We are part of the existence. So, what is the impurity of the mind? We make the existence as if it is a part of us. That is our ego. That is our false I. Again, I'm repeating. In another perspective, we have to understand it clearly so that the understanding is clear, then the life becomes beautiful. All situations, people, places, condition, events coming from the existence. So, what I said, that we think as if existence is a part of me, and that me is the false ego. What happens? How to recognize it? This condition is not good. My dad is doing this. My honey is doing. Always in the mode of blame, complaint, reaction, anxiety, duality, and a conflict. But if one is not good, what you have to do if one is not good or bad? My mind is totally obsessed with the outer situations, people, conditions, and that causes the problem. Are you getting it? We forget the existence as if I am the part of the existence and I feel I'm going to do a favor. Society is corrupt. What should you do? You also become corrupt. What I have to do with it? Either you become a social activist or you become a politician. Are you getting it? We are part of the existence. We should never forget. And when we are a part of the existence, we can connect, we can contribute, and we can be grateful. Think, reflect here and now. I am a part of the existence, or existence depends on me. When the existence depends on me, then I have a complaint at home. I have a lot of blame and complaint in my workplace. I have a lot of blame and complaint in the society, in the nation, in the world, in the soul, and everything. Does existence plays foul with us? Answer is no. So you have to simply become aware of that. This is what is the self-awareness. Again, I'm repeating, when I feel existence is a part of me, means what? It should follow what I say. Then I can tell you, you will never be in the state of calmness and peace. But when I feel that I'm a part of the existence, then there is a connect. Then there is an instant connect. And then we can contribute. That is the secret of having the conventional methods. How long we have to do? Change your lifestyle. Let the conventional methods in day-to-day living becomes your lifestyle. Becomes your lifestyle. That is what is known as the lifestyle management. And in conventional methods, we have to think, we have to speak, we have to act. We have to perform certain action, we have to deal with the different situations in our day-to-day life. And there, the principle of karma yoga I discussed last time. Karma yoga. Yoga, with the mental attitude. What is that mental attitude? Does it carry the baggage of the false I or the ego? Emotional baggage, emotional dependence, or uh, it carries the values of connecting to the existence. Connecting to the existence means connecting to your personal life, your professional life, your family life, so that your mind does not carry mind does not carry any impression that haunts you, that disturbs your sleep, that creates a reaction in relationship. I believe you're getting it. Think of this. In that context, we discussed that. Just imagine for every day, for a while, that wave is a part of the ocean from the standpoint of a wave. And wave is an ocean, or wave is nothing but the water from the standpoint of a water. So when I'm talking that we are a part of the existence, it is from the point of view of wave to the water. So what the conventional methods does, all these methods, what they do, that we start embracing, absorbing that we are not the part of the existence, but we are existence at the individual level. My master used to say that you look at those 200 people, I see myself in all those 200 people who have come to me to listen to me. You think that I am your teacher, but the fact is that I could see easily that I am all of you. At an individual level, the chances are there the false I can take over us. And the moment this false I takes over us, then there is an emotional dependence, then there is a duality, then there is a comparison. So that impurity is not there in the mind. And when that impurity is not there in the mind, you live in peace and calmness. In that purity of the mind, the real self reflects. That is the journey we are undertaking. We will go little deeper once we cover this conventional methods. What is the best method to purify the mind? And it will blow your mind. So wait for it. So that is what we have done. So how? Another point that I discussed last time, I'm repeating, how I relate myself to the existence. I relate myself to the existence with reference to my desire, with reference to my selfishness, with reference to my emotional dependence, that is bound to create negative impressions, and these impressions will not affect you today in the present, but also it will affect you in the future. Oh, that guy reacted against me. I don't want to talk. So when that guy reacted maybe 10 years ago, you still remember. You still remember. You see that the impurity, that impurity constantly accumulates, it multiplies with different relations and situations. So we want to get rid of that to make our life better is what the conventional methods of purity. Another point. Do not think that these conventional methods, once we adopt in our life, is different from the meditation. You are connecting consciously, you are contributing, and you are sharing. So, what happens? Your mind is already pure. You have started living from moment to moment. Otherwise, what happens? That guy reacted to me, and I was totally upset even when he is wrong. So, let me practice meditation and remove that. How many times you are going to do it? Why not apply these conventional methods to change your attitude, your mental state there and then? See the importance of it. I'm totally stressed and pissed off. Let me practice meditation, but those impressions continues. So once you come out of the meditation, those impressions will take over you and the meditation is gone. I can give you hundreds of examples like this. So fundamentally, how these conventional methods, uh, I have a reason to believe that these conventional methods helps you to enhance or increase your not only IQ but also your EQ. How? Because you remain self-aware. Self-aware with reference to the existence, not self-aware with reference to your desires, your demands, your reaction, your angushness, your anxiety. Don't forget, the goal of Eastern wisdom is twofold: bringing an end to the suffering, all kinds of suffering. We will also talk about how there are three kinds of suffering that we experience in our daily life. These conventional methods will help you to bring an end to that suffering. And second is awakening to the real self. Awakening means once you are awakened, you live into that state. So we have many conventional methods. We cover two. First is the yajna, and the second is the charity. There are three more which are relevant in our modern life. They are known as austerity, vows and the small promises, and the third is japa, mantra japa. But before that, I remind you, kakachesta, bakodhyanam, there are five factors. We have to continue to make an effort like a crow, focus like a crane, focus like a crane, sleep like a dog, and filtering the food and the thought. Because if I overeat, it takes us to uh, unconsciousness. So, the same way, if our talk enters into a gossip, it destroys us, it destroys the mind. The purity of the mind is gone. So yajnas are, these are the yajnas. We have covered yajna, different kinds of yajna. And then we have also covered and understood the different kinds of charity. So remember this, Bill Gates has a lot of money. It does not make a difference that if he is spare. but whether he connects, contribute, and being grateful with that attitude is a different thing. So that is the only difference. That is why we have different kinds of charity, whether it is in the form of a cash or home or possessions, whether you give knowledge, you offer kindness, you are concerned. With the candle march, we have already seen, and that is very common in modern day to day, modern life, gratitude, humility. Even I remain humble. I withdraw myself if my honey is reacting. For example, that too is a part of connecting, contributing, and now another perspective we have to look at it and think it over. We come to the Yoga Sutra, the Patanjali. Patanjali says there are 5 stages or 5 causes of suffering. First is ignorance. Because of the ignorance, I create a false I. That false I says that I should be the center of the entire universe. Because of that, mind creates an attachment and detachment. And because of attachment and detachment, this mind creates a yearning desire to remain attached, to create a bondage. So these are the 5 uh, stages, you can say, are the 5 causes of suffering. And there the conventional methods work the best. Ignorance. I don't know what you are talking about, the ignorance. I'm very intelligent. So, no, start applying these conventional methods from today, living from a moment to moment. We have a selfishness, we have desires, we get too much obsessed with that desire and we forget everything. Opposite is the conventional method, where I should become aware. Let me see how I can connect, how can I contribute, how can I share. Even let me share my love. The 5 causes of the suffering. It's better that you should remember. We will discuss in detail. Avidya, ignorance, false I. Because I create a false I that I am the center of the universe, it means my mind is full of all the craving and desires and obsession. And because of that, we have an attachment and detachment. We have likes and dislikes. And because of the likes and dislikes, we have a delusion, a sense of delusion that you are going to give me peace and happiness. You are responsible. You did not do the right thing. I don't look at myself. And because of that delusion, the mind, we constantly live into that disturbed state. You can go further. In terms of the eating, we have a different choice. We have a wrong choice. We have a wrong choice for our even the sleeping pattern. So every entire life is disturbed. And that we can change by understanding. That we can understand. So now come to the 3 words. Let us pick up the 3 words. Austerity, we say the penance. That is a rough translation of the word used by the masters, tapa. We use the word tapa, normally translated as austerity, penance. And second is the japa. Any mantra we take and we do the japa. And the third is the vows, the small promises that we make to ourselves. Not a big deal. I am not talking of the austerity going to the Himalayas, standing on 1 feet, or doing a headstand for an hour together to bring about a change in your life. It will never happen. It never happens. It never happens. I am going to the teacher and touching their feet that I will become a millionaire. Nothing will happen. अशोक जी, भेजा बदलना है. So austerity, I told you that it is roughly translated as penance, but if we understand the meaning of the word tapa in Sanskrit, tapa means the heat. Do you have a heat of anger? Do you have a heat of reaction? Do you have a heat of anxiety? No. Literal meaning is tapa. Tapa means heat. So I generate heat because of not contributing, not connecting to the existence. So the penance here means I should create a heat for emotional warmth, for clarity of the mind. By doing such practices, by changing the lifestyle so that I should create a heat in a positive way rather than in a negative way. Don't we feel the heat of hesitation, reaction, duality, conflict, confusion in the mind? When I feel the heat and the emotion, mind and the body together to work on the mind, that is known as penance. It demands again living in a moment. It demands our mind should connect, contribute. That should bring about a change in my behavior and attitude. Not doing those headstand or standing on one foot. There are a lot of misconception about austerity is there. There is a situation, there is a situation of anger and hesitation, and you withdraw yourself. You remain calm. You are unaffected. That too is a penance. I'm using that different situations. Someone has cheated you and you still maintain the calm. You analyze the situation and then you respond. That is also a penance. In any situation. Again, you look back that austerity is also considered as a conventional method to purify the mind. It means I'm living my life, and in that living life, unfavorable situation comes. How, whether I should react to the unfavorable situation, get angry, get upset, return home, remain disturbed for a couple of days, or I diffuse the situation. How? That very heat of reaction. Now I'm using the specific word heat. You can use a different phrase, or you can tell me to use a better word. Tapa basically means the heat. So in anger, in hesitation, in duality and a conflict, we experience the heat. Also in emotional warmth. Sometimes we love a person and we see the person and we run after and hug. That is also kind of a heat. So our masters wants us to first discern these two kind of a heat. One heat comes from the unconsciousness, from the ignorance, and one comes from connecting, contributing to that situation, in that relationship. It is going to bring about a tremendous change in your life when we follow this austerity. Now, when to practice austerity? Volunteer. Voluntarily, we should practice austerity. I should volunteer in my family, in the society, in my at the professional level. Let me volunteer. I should be ready. Why? Not everyone is practicing Eastern wisdom. They have a different uh, perception. And we don't know, nobody informs us that when I meet you, I will be angry over you. So I have to be ready for all the situations. Are you getting it? So I am more responsible to myself. I am more responsible to myself than to the others. Oh, let that guy come and then I will discuss with him and I will fight with him. I will get the things settled. No, that heat is going outside. Are you getting it? I'm trying to convey in a best possible way. This austerity proves to be the greatest method of purification. One master said that this kind of a penance and austerity is a deep meditative practice because you are always in that mode, as if you are comfortable. If I use my way of doing it, you are comfortable and carefree in all the situations in your family, in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life. Think, contemplate, and reflect. That is the true format of austerity in our life. Body is working on me. I start working on the body. Think of another way with reference to the body is that I eat my food and then I don't say that let me sit and digest my food. The body digests the food, body assimilates the food, body absorbs the food. Same thing with the breathing, same thing with the heart beating. So there, what we do, we volunteer. There is no opportunity to connect and contribute. I am in the mode of contributing and connecting. Why that false I does not come in front, that false I keeps the impression of how you reacted to me 10 years ago, and my everything changes. That dissolves. That is the best way to explain that or that. So volunteering means working on my body, working on my mind, working on my attitude, working to evolve to purify the mind. One thing last, and then you will be, but you already know. When there is a fit of anger, and I want to rationalize that reaction in the anger, I want to prove that I'm right. And what you are doing with this conventional method, you are withdrawing yourself. So there is an extreme pain. How can I let this wrong guy? I cannot tolerate this. If you tolerate it by austerity, you change. You change. We are not here to change others. So when we feel that we have to change others, it means I'm the center of the existence. Again, I'm coming back. So I'm the center of the existence. If he changes, then I will change. And you never change. Because if one person changes because of the force, because of the pressure and the reaction, your false I becomes stronger. You see, then entire world will change according to. We have picked a little bit of austerity. We will continue to follow. Close your eyes. Let us start our journey. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed and position of the body. Check how fast you can settle, where to settle in the comfort. That is also an austerity. I told you, austerity, one master says it's a deep meditation. So if he says deep meditation, it's a higher meditation. Or how fast you can settle into the comfort, not struggling with the body or with the breath or with the mind, being comfortable, follow that. We are repeating the first three steps again and again with a different perspective. What is going to happen? You remain comfortable and carefree in all the situations of life. So eyes are closed, you are already settled, awareness of you are aware of the neck joint, just an awareness that results into an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I believe you all remember the lane one of the mind continues to have unwanted, unwelcome thoughts, but you have already changed the direction of the mind. Now, mind is working in the lane two. But what about those thoughts are coming? That is why I explained you on the highway. If you are driving on a lane number two, it doesn't mean that lane number one is not there. Let it be there. And again, I'm using this specific word used by do not, you are not participating. Your natural focus in the lane number two. What is that lane number two? Look at the shoulder joint. So, looking at the shoulder joint, feeling sensation, comfort, and steadiness. What is after that? There is a space and emptiness. So, even if the lane number one, again I'm repeating, unwanted, unwelcome thoughts are there, they keep on coming and going, but you see the lane number two is empty. I'm adding another point of awareness. But because of the false eye, the mind is more attracted to the lane number one. We do not see that emptiness in the space. Otherwise, it is always there. No, you should have taught me in the very beginning. You should not have understood. We have already a fairly pure mind. So we can appreciate these principles. Mind, body, become aware of the entire body, physical, yes, experience, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Yes, after that, there is a space. So you are not looking the emptiness and the space in the lane number one. I tell you, you are looking into that space and emptiness in the lane number two. You have invited 50 people in your house. They are in a living room, but your bedroom is empty. Discern, power of understanding. So I did one more thing in being comfortable, now being carefree. It is the same thing being carefree, now being comfortable and carefree, moves in the same direction. You are carefree of the lane number one. Any thought, unwanted thought comes, that helps you to become aware of the lane number two. I believe you all have understood. So it means any untoward situation in our life, withdraws my mind to be in that state of calm to get ready for a response in the form of connecting and contributing. That is the case. Do you recognize when any thought, good, bad, high, low, likes, dislikes, enters into the mind? You label them as a lane number one because you know lane number two is always empty. What it means, you are carefree. So, what is that thing which played the most important role? The knowledge, understanding, awareness. Did you fight with any thought? No. Do you want to control the thinking? No. That is what masters are saying. Masters are not saying that control, suppress, coerce. And there we introduce in the lane number two. Lane number one is busy, extremely busy. Let it be so. Lane number two, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. You have already heard me. Perhaps you have assimilated the essence of the mantra. Let everyone be happy. Knowledge, happiness is our essential nature. Not only our essential nature who are attending this session, but for every being. Oh, so we all are seeking happiness. So why we have to fight? You see, you look at it, how the mind changes its perspective. Why should I react? Why should I become a center of the existence? Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Let there be peace for all. Let everyone be in peace. Your reference point is peace for me and peace for everyone. Do you see the connect? Do you see the contribution? The message is very clear. But when we repeat and reflect again and again and again, then only the mind is purified. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. I am conscious, hence I am consciousness. Consciousness cannot be divided. So if it is cannot be divided, it is one whole. I am that whole. What about others? They are also the same whole. From there, the word holiness has come. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Auspiciousness for all. What is that? Auspiciousness contains one is the time factor, another is the situation. In any situation, in any condition, in any relationship, Master says the time is good. How come the time is good? To connect, to contribute. That is the greatest austerity. Don't start thinking of the penance in a negative way. So I live with that heat of the warmth to connect. Oh, this time is mature enough. Which time? In any situation, which the false eye brands and labels as a good and bad, like or dislike. No. Situation comes from the existence, it has to be good. That is the message by our masters. So check and experience you are already settled in that state of calmness, poise, and the peace. But we don't leave, we don't forget. Focus deep inside the forehead in the space. Continue to drop Om Shanti gently. Body is in the state of steadiness and start breathing. Quick and short breath from both the nostrils into the chest. Om Shanti continues. Body remains steady. Chest breathing continues. You are aware of the expansion and contraction of the rib cage, and then see the result is always good. Expansion and contraction of the chest continues. Om Shanti continues. The steadiness in the body continues. And stop it. Do nothing and experience the change. Check, my friends, how many times your mind objected to the practice. How many times the mind wanted to stop. Or how many times your mind said, continue, I'm ready. Do you see the difference between the purity and the impurity of the mind? Those are secondary experiences of freshness and calmness and quietness. Our goal is to go deeper. Now, Om Shanti continues. Let us start with the belly breathing. Longer breath, expansion of the belly and the contraction of the belly during inhalation and exhalation, respectively. Body remains steady. Om Shanti continues. And see how many times the mind raises an objection. No, it's enough. Let me stop. That is a signal of the impurity of the mind. Longer breath than the chest breathing. Om Shanti continues. And you will see, because if you are doing the practice with self-awareness, with a clarity, with an understanding, it has 1,000 times more powerful result than simply doing it mechanically. And stop it. You'll be surprised to know that mind is focused with Om Shanti. That is nothing but the Japa, a repetition of the mantra. You have given promise to yourself that I'm going to do it for 3 minutes. That's a small vows. Second, conventional method. And the third is the breathing. That is austerity. So all the three have joined together. That is why I started much early. Instead, so when I said when I will pick up the topic, I'll make you aware. Now the third type, the breathing, Om Shanti continues. Body is steady and start breathing both from the belly and the chest. It's a bit of challenge, but we have accepted that challenge for long. Now you are doing it with clarity and understanding. We have added the knowledge part, the wisdom. Promise to yourself 3 minutes, not a big deal. Om Shanti continues. So sometimes we drop Om Shanti because the mind is carried away by the baggage, by the past impression, by the fear, by inability to do it. But we continue. So that is austerity. What is that austerity? So we can apply the austerity anywhere. Long in the hissing breath. Continue, my friends. And stop this, do nothing, remain as you are in that state. Now we'll be doing the practice every time with that clarity of austerity, of vows, and of the mantra. So all the three conventional method goes together. And I have told you before that we are using the breathing for purity of the mind from the very beginning. Now start breathing deep, silent, and slow, moving the mind as you inhale from the crown of the head to the tailbone, singing Shanti. Shanti ends at the tailbone. When you exhale, the mind rises from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Shanti. Nyasa. Nyasa is a tough kind of an austerity because you're breathing deep, silent, and slow. So you have to maintain that rhythm silently. You have to sing Om Shanti. You have to sing. But the moment you sing, the mind is already absorbed. The false eye drops. And stop this. You already know going into the triangle in the cave of your heart. Pay attention when I said you move the mind on a triangle in such a way with that speed so you can drop Om Shanti on each side of a triangle. moving the mind on a triangle with Om Shanti to see the mantra, the movement of the mind sync together, and you will find out there is no objection. Mind is ready. So you consciously observe it, and the moment you observe, it sinks, center of a triangle, pushing the mind with the Om deep inside the cave of your heart. Mind seemingly stops, you drop Shanti, conscious self-absorption. You know what is that? False eye is not there. Once it returns, triangle first, then moving the mind inside. Wait for a revelation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. When you are doing the practice on your own, listening to the audio, the last step, we said that you are living in that self absorption. So stay there as long as possible when you are doing this self practice. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand. your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, and bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. David and Jerry, how are you?
Namaste. Thank you, sir. Very good. I enjoyed what you said during the breathing, where you tell yourself you can do it rather than getting upset that you're having thoughts like, I can stay with this. And so that was very powerful. And by the time I got into the heart center, lots of indigo color.
Oh,
and and then I just was present in this place, and I could hear neighbors, gardeners, and house creaking, but it was just, I was at peace with it all. It was just out there.
yeah, the most important thing that, that austerity, you can be there. Now let me do it. That sense of awareness goes very far. It helps us to go deeper. We'll talk about those colors. That topic is also coming. Wonderful practice. So, how are you, Jenny?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, just a really nice, focused practice. No disturbance. No
Disturbance.
Yeah, lane 2, lane 3, the whole time.
That is, I think it's lane. This metaphor is working very fine with everyone. I'm happy. Wonderful. That is what the Jerry, we have to do it. So, how are you, Ashok, sir?
So very fine and very peaceful and relaxing and feeling very light and remain in lane 2, almost the 2, sometimes in 3, otherwise 2, 2, 3, 2, 3.
Good. Good. Sometimes what happens when you have been attending the session regularly, then your mind doesn't want to say that I'm disturbed. That too works, even if you are disturbed. How are you, Sam? Are you disturbed?
No, felt really good. The breathing came very easily today, and felt completely absorbed.
Beautiful. That's good. So, how are you, Brandy?
Yeah, thank you. I had a kind of an interesting revelation. I was thinking about where tapas and austerity meet, in the sense that, like, either you can have a response to the austerity that you offer of anger if you're involved in that false I, where maybe it's not like you want to control how it's received or control the receiver, versus offering it in warmth. Because I just had some really interesting things kind of come up, and I was like, what is this about? And it was a deeper sort of thinking about the giving that we do, and the potentially false response or healthy response we can have.
Yes.
I just wanted to meditate and chill, but all that came up. So
Beautiful. Yeah, that is really
good today.
The revelation is that, sometimes the outer situation is such that the person is not understanding and still chasing you. Nobody chases me. I have a long beard. It may chase. No, chasing in a sense that, they do not want to understand. So you can shout, but with the calmness of the mind to get the things done. So these revelations will definitely come as we go deeper into the meditation. So it helps us to discover how to live from moment to moment, whether your personal, professional, and social life. In modern age, we talk of emotional quotient and IQ and spiritual quotient. Everything will happen here by understanding these things. So we are left with two. So let me go to Anastasia. One of your friend asked me that, I'm totally stressed because the entire society is corrupt. What I have to do with the entire society is corrupt? How do you brand that society is corrupt? Anastasia, one of your friend, I don't want to name. So she sent an email. I said, there we need an austerity. Anyhow, how are you, Anastasia?
Thank you. I'm good. Today I had struggles with my throat, and it helped me because it was a lot of saliva and I wanted to cough. Actually, I coughed. And I realized that if I'm focusing that I am on this throat, on this part of body where I have struggles, the practice becomes struggles, and then I objectify myself as a body. But when I just think of this principle on this side, that this is just existence that manifests through my body, through me, it is going very smoothly and absorbing. And even with struggling, it keeps going. So yes, today was such an experience.
Very good, very good. Did you understand? Did everybody understood that? Let me add one more. Your larynx, your throat did not tell you that you have a problem. It is a thought in the mind. And that thought belongs to layer number one. Do you see that? So when you recognize it and understand and you continue, you change.
And may I have a question actually about these insights? Because sometimes when I understand new principle or I start to feel it, for example, when I think about myself as a part of existence, I start crying like a lot. Very emotionally. Is this just impurity of my mind going out when I got this realization? Yeah. Or for example, I can start laughing.
Yeah. Laughing, crying, lot of tears. When emotionally we connect to the existence, these experiences are natural. How can I be the existence when I'm connecting to the existence? So when we connect to the existence emotionally, these things also happens. Let it happen. Don't worry about the others. If you are crying, keep on crying. Just don't hold on. You are laughing, so keep on laughing. I had many events in India when I used to have those group sessions. People continued laughing for an hour. So I'm not going into that deeper practice. So how are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm good. Absorbed, very calm.
Very calm. Good. Did you see? If I remember that I never left a session for a couple of years since Jerry asked me to start this session. I have never left a session. A small vow, small promise to yourself. It demands only a small promise, and everything goes smoothly. We don't promise to ourselves, we want promise from others. From the society, from the outer conditions, that causes the problem. Last time Ashok was told me in Hindi, I can talk about that even. So there was some celebration going on. I said, why the celebration going on? Why shouldn't you do the practice first? So he agreed to that. Celebration was going in another room. it demands a very small little awareness. And if we lose that small little awareness, false I takes over. Anyhow, that is all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Namaste,
Well,
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Namaste.
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 Thank you.